Well, on this day in 2004, crews were dousing hot spots after a 4-alarm fire tore through this historic building in the Old Market. An Omaha landmark that stood for about 100 years, reduced to a 9-story shell. The Butternut building near 10th and Leavenworth was being remodeled into luxury loft apartments. The project was almost done when this fire broke out. All of the floors collapsed. The cause, an accident involving construction equipment. Sad day.